It's the kind of thing families do, Gulajah. We have meals together and talk about what's on our minds. So you ate with your father? With them and my brothers, it was mostly the head of resolve I was doing the talking, though. Koana and the head of reason occasionally joined in, and Zoroja spoke when he was spoken to. You said they have two papas. Does that mean one is your? Mean one is yours and the one others is my father's? No, both are our father. He's what people call blessed siblings, a Momoja with two heads. Zoroja is his true-born child, while Koana and I were adopted and don't share the same blood. But that didn't make us any less of a family. What matters most in our hearts that we are connected. The head of resolve taught me that. Family. Do you have someone like that too? A person you think is family even though you don't share the same blood? That's a good question. What about you? I do, and they're very dear to me. I'd like to meet them one day. So, Gulaja, I'm hoping we can be family, you and I. Won't you tell me about yourself? You want to know about me? I do. I want to know all about you. The things you love, the things you hate, everything and anything. I want to know all about you, too. That reminds me, we were hoping to hear your story too, Otis. He doesn't have a sitting animation. As you wish, be forewarned, mine is a tale that will be long in recounting. It was before lightning had altered the world that I was appointed Lord Captain of the Royal Knights. We're talking hundreds of years prior to the calamity, right? Indeed, earlier still when I was assumed this mechanical form, 454 years ago to be precise. You used to be a normal person? I was once flesh and blood like you, and I probably served as a knight of Alexandria. So rather than a machine that believes like a person, you are an actual person. How is that possible? It's only natural you're confused. Hear my tale to the end and it shall become clear. The foremost duty of the Royal Knights was the protection of the royal family. In my time, it was their majesties and the king and queen and their only child, Her Highness the Princess. By then, every nation of our star was embroiled in some manner of conflict over Electrope. This is when our kingdom was drawn to a war with its neighbor. That war was the catalyst for the great calamity that altered the environment. Countless countrymen lost their lives amidst the chaos, king and queen among them. For our blessing, we were able to protect the princess, who then rose to the occasion and brought hope to her people in those trying times. So kind-hearted in our young queen that, at her behest, we even took in refugees from the enemy nation. But sadly, her reign was cut short. Like many others, her body had been ravaged by lightning, and one day she collapsed and passed away. How tragic. Aye, nary was there a citizen whose eyes remained dry, and many a moon was spent constructing a great tomb worthy of her memory. Sounds like a dungeon. Yet I clung to hope still, for while Her Majesty was on her deathbed, the kingdom's fine scientist had extracted her soul. Queen Sphene? Did you hear that right? Extracted her soul? Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we may live on. This age-old belief has always comforted our people, but as casualties mounted in the wake of calamity, we sought to make it into reality through the power of Electrope. In time, we succeeded in developing the means to preserve the soul, and it was used to spare the Queen an eternal death. Yet it wasn't enough to simply prevent the soul's departure, for the ultimate goal was to recreate the person as they were in life. This required their memories be further extracted from their soul. It took many more years of research to make this possible, by which time I was a gray old man. With my days numbered, I did not hesitate to volunteer myself a test subject for the procedure. And so I attained this vessel. After my successful rebirth, I paved the way for those who were recreated from the memories of the departed. The Endless, they are called. If your tale is true, then the Queen your people brought back to life, it wouldn't be Sphene, would it? Oh, so you know Her Majesty as well. My description of her boundless kindness may have paled in comparison to what you no doubt felt in her presence. I haven't met her myself, I confess, not since assuming my current form. Wouldn't want to frighten the living daylights out of her. The Endless, all this time Speen wasn't alive. She lives as yet she does not. It's admittedly a difficult decision. Having inherited the memories of a departed soul, an Endless feels, thinks, and acts precisely as that person would. In that sense, I believe they are alive. The Alexandrians know about this, right? They can't have gone unnoticed that Speen is pretty useful. No one really knows about the Endless. People who wear regulars don't even think about death. Everyone thinks the queen doesn't change, but they just accept it. To them, it's just who she is. Are the people that ever keep Endless too? Why there should be as many Endless as those who have died. I believe they are limited in where they can exist. Whoa, while there should be as many Endless as those who have died, I believe they are limited in where they can exist. Queen Speen is unique in her ability to appear before you. Strictly speaking, I myself am non-Endless. They are created using memories extracted from a soul, but my entire soul was placed inside of a machine. Being inside a machine makes you different. How? While I do not understand the finer points, my life is bound to this vessel. If it breaks down, then it would be over for me, much like a being of flesh and blood, hardly an endless, unchanging life. I'm sure you agree. An endless, unchanging life. I can't help but be reminded of the Ia. Did Kukui and the others know about all this? Considering their extensive intelligence gathering, I'd be surprised if they didn't. For knowledge share that they learned with Crown Raha, I can't help but have misgivings about this. Memories of a night.